So with all of the crazy madness that's going on nowadays, I'm just thinking about how people respond, right? The Bible says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, or the mouth doesn't speak. And that's what I've been looking at. I've been looking at not just who's speaking, but who's not speaking. And you know, the thinker that I am, the overanalyzer that I am, I wonder why people don't speak. And everyone's got a reason, right? But I can't help but think, to an organization, to a church that has a following, I imagine pastors, preachers, whoever, they've got to be careful what they say. But why? Why do we have to be careful what we say? Maybe how we say it, but not what we say. As men of faith, men who are allegedly on fire for the Lord and rigorously defending truth, pursuing righteousness, upholding the holiness of God, reflecting the image of God, why are we not speaking more forcefully about things of import, things that value, things that matter, things that have value? Why are we not talking about it? If I have a big organization and I've got this mouthpiece, right? I've got this influence. Why am I not talking about it? Because I don't want to offend someone, because I don't want to draw attention to my ministry. Why am I not talking about it? And again, I'm just kind of throwing it out there, but I was telling my brother Israel earlier, I'm convinced, based on just life, it's not just trying to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove and not speaking out, for example, about the Charlie Kirk deal, because I'm seeing different pastors, different people speaking, and then I'm seeing others not speaking. And that includes the very own churches that I've attended. These pastors aren't talking about it. And I wonder, you've got a flock of people who are witnessing this huge evil going on, and I go to church and I'm waiting for my pastor to speak to it, to say something, at the very least to draw our attention to the cross, to the Bible, in light of the evils, specific evils, calling them out. Why aren't pastors doing that? I think it's because when money's involved, when funding's involved, we got to be careful, because being funded dictates direction. If you're giving me $100,000 a month to pay my bills as a pastor or whatever, then you have sway over what I say. Your money influences, determines what I say or don't say. Because let's say you give me $100,000 a month, you pay my bills, and now I'm going off on the evils of the world, but you don't like that. I gotta be careful, otherwise I'm gonna lose that money. I'm just throwing this out there. If you can't speak the truth without the fear of losing what put you in that platform to begin with, then you're probably there for the wrong reasons. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not anybody who's got 1,000 degrees. I don't got my PhD in seminary. But I know one thing, man. When the Spirit of God comes upon people and there's fire, there's this prophetic calling, there's this, right, what the charismatics call an unction. When there's this drive to represent and reflect God, man, you're going to speak. You're going to say something. When you don't say something, that tells people like me that something else is controlling you, and it's not God. I don't know.